This is Joe. I'm in.
Hi, Joe.
Hi.
All right, we're all on and active. We have quorum. We can begin. Glenn?
Glenn, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just using my computer in the car.
No, we just lost Glenn. Let me text Glenn.
This is Glenn.
Ah, there we go.
I might have a problem. Let me try something here. When I tried opening up the agenda, I don't think you're able to hear me. So I'm switching things around a little bit. I should be okay. Just a moment. Is David on the line?
Yes.
At 4:08. Mara, are you taking notes?
Yes.
Hello?
I will do roll call.
Apparently my Hangout has to be active for anything to work. So when I try to look at the agenda, it becomes inactive. It's a problem, but I think we're okay now. I'm going to go ahead and call the meeting to order at 4:09. Mara, can you roll?
Yes. Glenn Noreen?
No, I'm sorry. Mark, can you hear me?
Yes. Glenn Noreen?
Here, present.
Joan Fakir?
Here.
Joe Randall?
Present.
Aaron Epsher?
Present.
Thank you.
We'll now move into open session. Any person who speak on any item on the agenda or off the agenda may speak at this time. Is there anybody from the public or any person wishing to speak? I do not hear of anyone who would like to speak. We're going to move to the next agenda item, which is board adoption of the agenda. Would anybody like to propose that we adopt this agenda?
I move that we adopt this agenda.
I second.
Please call the roll.
Noreen?
Yes.
Fakir?
Yes.
Randall?
Yes.
Epsher?
Yes.
Thank you.
The motion passes. The next item on the agenda is board approval of previous meeting minutes. Is there a motion to approve previous meeting minutes?
I move.
I second.
Please call the roll.
Noreen?
Yes.
Fakir?
Yes.
Randall?
Yes.
Epsher?
I approve the meetings that I was a part of, and I abstain from the ones I was not.
Okay.
Could you say that again?
So I wasn't
Aaron?
present for the so I do not feel quite those meeting minutes.
Okay. So my understanding is Aaron is abstaining from this vote?
Aaron Epsher will be abstaining from voting for the minutes that pertain to the board meetings that she did not attend, but will approve the one that she did.
Approved the minutes except for the meeting that she did not attend. In that case, there were 3 votes for it and 1 abstention.
Correct.
Okay. The next item is session. We've already had a communications section of the meeting, so I'm going to skip that. Well, I'll ask, is there anybody from the public who would like to communicate? I hear of no members from the public who would like to communicate, so we'll move to the next item, which is the items scheduled for information. It's your proposed 2018-2019 board meeting dates. David, would you like to take the lead on that? You're on mute right now.
Yeah, so Mark, it might be better if Mark explained it, but these are the proposed dates for next year, and anybody have reservations about any of those dates?
So we initially proposed, if you recall from an email that I sent to the whole board, changing our board meeting dates to a Thursday due to the fact that pretty much our cabinet would be attending school site visits every Thursday. And we thought it would be best to move board meetings to that day. That way, more of a Ingenium staff can attend the board meetings. Although Mr. Randall did indicate that Thursdays do not work for him, everyone else, all the other members were fine with the date. So because Mr. Randall was unable to attend on Thursdays due to previous scheduled commitments, I proposed the Monday dates again.
Is there any discussion of the proposed board meeting dates? I hear no discussion. I don't know if we actually have to formally adopt them with a board vote. So I'm going to propose that we go ahead and adopt them. Does any board member object to my suggestion that we adopt them?
Glenn, I don't think we have to adopt the specific thing that we're talking about. But once we do the calendar of board meetings for the year, I think we have to adopt that.
Okay.
Well, the board calendar dates have already been set, and they're in the board package. Those are the dates that I need to submit to LA Unified.
Yeah.
So my suggestion is go ahead and send these to LA Unified. I do think it would be a good idea to have an agenda item on the next meeting agenda to approve these dates. I think it's
okay.
a formality, but if you do that, then we'll have a record that the board actually approved them. Okay?
All right, I will do that. Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is items scheduled for action. Item A is approval of the preliminary 2018-2019 budget. Can we have the staff recommendation on that?
Recommendation is, sorry, David, this is the Wallace recommendation is to approve the 2018-19 budget. Already made the presentation in the last board meeting. So to summarize, the budget is based on the modest enrollment growth. So it is assuming we grow our enrollment by 161 students. And out of these 161 students, 100 would be for the 2 new schools. So this is just assuming we grow the enrollment by 61 students for the existing schools. And we'll be doing a little bit better than break even next year. And this is subject to change because we won't know.
I don't know if this is just me, but this is breaking up.
Sorry, say it again.
You were breaking up quite a bit. Is anybody else having that problem?
Yes,
No,
I'm
I
having
can
it.
hear Wallace.
Okay, so the recommendation is to for the board to approve the 2018-19 budget. So the budget is assuming we will be having around $234,000 net income by next year. And this is assuming a modest enrollment increase. This is assuming an enrollment increase of 161 students. And that 161 students would include 100 students for the 2 new schools. Does anyone have any questions?
Do we have any measure of confidence in our getting up to that level of confidence of getting that number of students next year?
Yes, our enrollment predictions are showing that right now we're on track for that. And both the 2 new schools, I think Clarion has 67 kids in the pipeline right now and working on increasing that. And Wings has not as many in the pipeline, or not as many committed students as of yet, but there are tons of things opening up. There are several independent study schools closing, and there's just lots of things that they've really been working hard on. So I think we're going to see a lot of enrollment jump there in probably July, August.
And the thing about independent study is that you typically get people through the year.
Right. It'll continue to grow. So actually pretty confident because the budget's based on only 60 kids, additional kids spread out over the 4 schools.
Yes.
So our projection model is showing that we're above that. So it's looking good right now.
Any other questions? Is there a motion to approve the preliminary 2018-2019 budget?
I so move.
I
Second?
second.
Please call the roll.
Noreen,
Yes.
Fakir,
Yes.
Randall,
Yes.
Abshir.
Yes.
Thank you. Item number 2.
Ratification of Glenn Noreen's severance agreement. Let me give you a brief background on this. When I left, when I agreed to resign from the president, the board offered me a severance package, but it was not formally voted on. So this is basically ratifying that severance package. I've already been paid part of it. Just a moment. A dump truck just went by. Okay. I've already been paid part of the severance, but and we typically haven't. In the past, we have not approved agreements like this, but we have had them approved by the board. But just in terms of caution, it seemed to make sense. It's been suggested that we go ahead and approve the severance agreement. If you have any, I'm going to the severance agreement. My suggestion is I need to recuse myself. I can't be on this vote. And I actually think it'd be awkward for me to be on the line when the vote is done.
I have a question before you leave.
Yeah.
I noticed what was posted in the package should have been, it was signed by you, but it wasn't signed by Michael.
I can't find the car. I just moved and I can't. I'm pretty certain I have this.
This is Joe, not here anymore.
I can't find it. It also should be in our human resources records.
Okay.
It really hasn't been found there.
So would David come in and sign it if need be?
I would not. I would hate to go back to Mike Noble and have him sign it. my expectation, it's enough simply for the board to ratify it.
Okay.
Wallace, are you still on the line?
Yes, I'm on the line.
This is Joe. I'm not hearing anyone.
Should be sufficient.
I think so. As long as yes, I can hear you. I think as long as the ratifies this one, it should be okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to sign off, and well, actually, let me suggest this. I'm going to suggest that we change the order of this meeting. We do the approval of the 2018 LCAPs. Then the last item will be this item. I'm going to leave, and Joan Fakir would take over, and she would close the meeting. Is there any objection to that?
Yeah, Glenn, I don't think there's any need for you to do that because this is not a closed session item for discussion, and all you have to do is abstain from voting on it.
And the chair, call the vote.
So Joan would need to call for the vote, and Aaron and Joe would have to be first and second.
Yes.
Okay. Can I have a motion for the ratification of Glenn Noreen's servants agreement?
So I noticed a typo in it. I don't know if that affects the legality of it. My guess is that, but I approve it with the correction of the typo.
Okay, would you just put that into a motion, Aaron?
So I move to approve severance agreement for Glenn Noreen with the correction of the double $sign found in the agreement.
Okay. Can we have a second?
Joe, can you hear us?
Joe, can you hear me?
I think Joe's having a problem hearing us. We can hear him, but not really. He's calling me.
I think is Mark calling him?
Hi, Joe.
Ma, I'm not hearing anything.
You can't hear anything?
Nothing.
Let's see here.
Can you hear me now, Joe?
You can't
Yes,
hear
what we can
anything?
second.
Joan is
I
trying
don't
to
hear,
hear.
the only person I hear is you, and that's because you're on my phone. I hear nobody on the in the conference. Nobody.
Okay, and do you have your volume up on your laptop?
Oh yes, it's all the way up.
Jay, are you on the line?
I suggest you tell him what the motion was and ask if he's.
Jay, are you online? Okay, so Joe can't hear anyone. He says his volume is on high.
So Mark, explain to him what the motion was and see if he was going to second it.
Hey, Jay, Joe can't hear us.
Okay. Mr. Randall, feel free. Can you close the window and then just jump back in the same way you came in? That should reinitialize it.
Jay asked for you to close out your window and then go back in like you initially did.
Okay. All right.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I'll stay on the line with you until you're. Okay, Joe disconnected his call and we just have to wait for him to jump back on.
Joe, are you back?
Yes, I'm back now.
Okay, it's been moved that we ratify Glenn Noreen's servants agreement with the correction of a typo that's a double dollar sign. Can we need a second?
I second.
Okay. Are we ready to vote? Okay, Mar, would you call the roll? Mar, are you there?
My apologies. I wouldn't unmute. Okay, I will be performing the roll call. Noreen? Glenn Noreen?
You can't vote on that.
Abstain.
Thank you. Joan Fakir?
Abstain.
Yes.
Joe Randall?
Yes.
Aaron Absher?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, Glenn, I'll hand the meeting back over to you.
Okay, the last item on the agenda is approval of the 2018 LCAP for all Ingenium school sites. Is there any questions about the LCAPs?
Go on, Aaron.
I had one question on, I think it was wings. It's all students, but I wondered how the proficiency was supposed to improve if we don't have any students there right now.
Aaron, when I read that, I thought that probably those students would be assessed and then tracked individually. And that would be the baseline where
David?
they are. So David,
Yes, that's as the best we can do.
Can you unmute?
Glenn, if you said something, we were unable to hear you. You're inaudible. Inaudible.
I think it was David. Was it David that said that's what you're gonna do?
Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to do. That's pretty much all we can do.
Yeah. Do we have any other comments about the LCAPs? Oh, that's right. I'm sorry, Glenn. But I did want to say something.
Go ahead.
I read all of them. I had two comments. One was I thought they were very well written. And I did like what it said about the English language development. I have looked into that program. Actually, I've been researching the current programs, and it is the preferred researched one. I just wanted to say that I was pleased. I would like to see us get them a little earlier. Because aren't they due next month?
They're actually due this month. That's why we had to have this special meeting.
Right. That's what I thought. So, and I know they're a struggle. I've worked with them. They're a struggle. But, you know, at least a couple of weeks to review. But I thought they were great.
Great. I'll pass that on to the staff, everybody involved, and we've already made a schedule to, move the whole LCAP process up as far as we can next year. Point well taken.
Are there any other comments on the LCAP? Is there a motion to?
I move that we adjourn the meeting.
No, we have to approve the LCAP first. The motion to approve the LCAP.
Oh, really? I'm
I
sorry.
move to approve the LCAP.
I second. I'm tired. It's been a long day for me.
I will call the roll call. Glenn Noreen,
Yes.
Joan Fakir,
Yes.
Joe Randall,
We lost them again.
we lost Joe Randall.
But I think we have a quorum.
We have quorum. So Erin Epsher.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passed.
The next item on the agenda is board meeting evaluation. Are there any comments on the board meeting?
Joe is back.
Yeah. This it's not working this time around. It's pretty frustrating. So I know this was a special one-off, and that's not how usually it goes. So next time we're all in person, or next time the board meeting is in person, it's not this painful.
Any other comments? Is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I move.
I second.
I second.
Please call the roll.
Noreen,
Yes.
Fakir,
Yes.
Randall,
Yes.
Epsher.
Yes.
Thank you.
The meeting is adjourned at 4:35. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Has the next meeting date been changed? The site, rather?